Okay, I started recording. Please, you can start. Alisha, you can go ahead. Recording started.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me share my screen. Actually, I'm trying to get the PPT. Give me 1 minute.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, for course explanation, I'm trying to get the PPT from another system. Just give
Sure.
me a.
Yes. 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 I can also project otherwise if any challenge with your PPT to open. I mean, they're not PPT, the contents.
No,
So the word.
actually, I'm trying to have a PPT of course explanation. We had a last minute change, right?
Oh, oh, oh.
So just give me two more couple of minutes, and
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah, we can able to start.
Okay. Okay. In the meantime, anyone have any questions? You can ask in general about this. Right? We all know, right? The BTP platform, right? This ABAP BTP is a lot of changes where you cannot write any programs, C38 programs directly, right? ABAP programs, everything should be go through the classes and methods only. And then you cannot access the directly the database tables with the select statements. So you have to create everything through the CDS views only. So the base complete what we need on this, right? So BTP to learn now. It is very important, must to have the ABAP knowledge or hands-on. So for you, without ABAP, all the things directly BTP ABAP, we cannot do it. But base is the OOPS concepts, CDSVs, new ABAP syntax. And programming model anyway is a RAP programming model, which is applicable for both public cloud and on-premises SAP system. So you might be knowing all of you, right? The transition, whatever is happening, right, from existing ECC system to S/4HANA. So they are going through three different SAP HANA versions, either a private cloud or on-premises or public cloud. So on-premises private cloud will go as one set for all whatever the things that are applicable, right, are available in SAP. So those both are in the same, will go as a one. Public cloud will go as differently. So SAP, I think, extended one more year. Someone was saying, anyone knows about this? Because some of you are already working in the projects, right? The S4 HANA ECC takeoff, I mean, migration to S4 HANA. Anyone knows in this group? 27, I think, earlier. Someone was saying till 28. Oh, 2030, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Let
I
me
think it was 2030 option.
Oh,
Can remind us. They given high.
good number of years they have extended.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Okay, Mahesh, let me share my screen
You
and
can share it.
yeah, we can dive into the. It's visible, right?
Oh, yes, visible.
Let me go and- Yeah, so this course means like I'm perfectly audible, right?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. So this course is basically for the people who are like into SAP ABAP for more than 2 years and wanted to do ABAP stuff using BTP or convert themselves into BTP career. So what we have planned is like we have planned of 25 sessions overall with covering 25 hours in these 25 sessions, and we are gonna talk about total 9 modules, different from end to end, and we using with the full 100% like free tools, not any subscribed or anything. So here let's go into it. If anyone have any doubts regarding how many things or anything, so I will take it as a no. So basically you can think of means like who is this course is related to, like if you have a 2 years of background of a BAP who worked on all the ECC objects and familiar with means like each and concept of DDIC, oops, and if you know about ATC errors and all, and basic knowledge about cloud and SAP S4 HANA. So if you have all this knowledge, then it is easy for you to come into this course and get into the things uh, which get into one more step ahead. But if you are not into this and you are a complete beginner for the ABAP, then this course is not for them, because this is where I am not gonna explain ABAP stuff. I'm just directly gonna use all the reports and BAPIS everything and show it into the BTP version. So I hope everyone here is experienced ABAP developers, right?
Yes.
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 Great. So let's see what we are gonna talk about in this overall course. First of all, hands-on first. Like from the day session one itself, we are gonna have a hands-on session. Like I'm gonna show how all the free accounts we need, how we need to install, how we need to connect with the BTP environment, how we can use the ABAP in that BTP environment. Everything I'm gonna show you step by step installation, and as well as we are gonna have hands-on uh, practical experience on that as well. So enterprise cases, in the sense like we are gonna work on like real business scenarios, how the project in the project, how they are gonna use the BTP and all. We are gonna talk about everything on that, and side by side, in the sense like along with BTP we are gonna use ABAP, and supporting ABAP, if we need ABAP cloud, we are gonna include that cloud in this BTP as well. So we are gonna use side by side extensions, not only ABAP. If we require Java, we are gonna use that Java, and if we require Python and all, every other any platform or any course related to our development, we can use that. But I'm not gonna go into the detail of other technologies here. But yeah, supporting ABAP and BTP, if there are any side by side extensions which we are gonna need, like ABAP cloud, that I'm gonna show. And project ready means like here we will at the end of 25th session, we are gonna have one end-to-end BTP project which can help in our portfolio, where you can also means like you can also able to show whatever the coding you are gonna do in VS Code and using BTP. You are gonna able to show that in the Fiori landscape, and you can able to showcase that. And we are I'm also going to tell you how we can add that in the Git, and how can we public, it's like make it public so that everyone can able to see, and also put it in your resume so that when someone comes and verify your portfolio, you can able to showcase that you have done some strong work in your Git. So here free tooling, in the sense as I already told, we are mostly gonna use BTP trial account and VS Code, which I will show the installation, and ADT as well. ADT is nothing but Java Eclipse. So these are the main free tooling we are gonna use, but there are more extensions which in the VS Code we require, that I will show in the first session one. It's
Alisa,
like
just one question, no, about this
yeah.
Eclipse. So you were talking, saying that. So other than the ABAP perspective, so we need any other perspective, or only ABAP perspective is enough in Eclipse for
ABAP
this?
perspective is enough, because in editing mostly we are gonna use the JSON files which we are gonna generate from BTP.
Hmm.
So we don't need any Java and all in-depth
Other,
knowledge actually.
so no other perspective also we don't need, right? In the
Don't
Eclipse,
need.
so
Yes,
ABAP
yes,
perspective is enough for this
yes.
BTP to do
Yeah.
everything things. Okay, good,
Yes,
good.
it's enough,
Okay.
because in industry what happens is like even though if you are working in BTP, VS Code and all, there is a Claude supporting for the BTP people. Even if you go into any specific company, any specific project, they are gonna use Claude, like Claude Entropy, to use all the developments, to change any coding related changes and everything. Even they are using Java or Node.js. Means like you don't need to do any pin to pin, line to line coding stuff. So you can directly use that Claude for do the coding and all. And but just what we need is like the knowledge, how I can use this specific Claude in my development, what change it is doing. If we can able to monitor those changes, we can do. But here in our course we don't need that, because we're not going into the coding perspective. Means like if someone is interested to know how the Claude is gonna be useful for our develop project, or to develop a entire new project, we can also do that in other sessions, or it's like we can plan ahead if required.
Good point. Very good point. You said yes.
Yeah. So next,
Thanks.
we have modern DevOps. Actually, nowadays I have seen that people are looking. It's like in JD itself also they are mentioning like experience DevOps or knowledge in DevOps. But the point is like in BTP as a ABAP developer means like what is DevOps, what the DevOps is gonna do in here. So basically, in DevOps in the sense like it's not about something very different coding or anything. It's something like in Git we means like whatever the BTP work we do in VS Code and means like Claude and cockpits and all. Those work we can we have to push in the Git. Every project has a Git project link for any specific company. So for that uh, Git project, we if you are a person doing some change in that project, you need to do the change in your local system. Then you will push into the Git. So here modern DevOps comes into that. You should be an experienced person who can able to handle Git stuff, like pushing how you can push your local changes into that Git, or how you can pull that means like other changes or updated change from the Git to your local system. And how the pipelines means like when you create a PR, there is some checks which are gonna maintained in the Git. So those checks are like something like CI/CD pipelines where every check needs to be uh, cleared. And even if you're having a senior, that senior is gonna do a code review for you. And if he supports and it means like if he suggests you some suggestions, you need to work on those suggestions. If he doesn't, if he approves, then it's gonna merged with the PR, means I merged with the main project. So everything is coming to the modern DevOps. So I'm means like in this session we are means like not in this session, in this course we are gonna talk about this in detail Git basic commands, like what the basic commands you need to push your project into the Git, and what is the pipelines which you need to clear like without any errors. And everything we are gonna talk about in this modern DevOps, so that we can also mention in our resume that we are aware of this and we have an hands of portfolio experience and all. Any questions from anyone? Like,
Anyone have questions? It's good point she said, like what we need to mention in the resume and all, because see, ultimately, right? So, two perspective of this training, okay, to make you enabled with the BTP hands-on, and as well as maybe in the existing project to work on the BTP, as well as many of you are trying to switch to other companies and all, right? So the other opportunities. So everywhere they're asking the ABAP, BTP, RAP applications, RAP knowledge, right? That's what she's telling, that where you add all these points, that's where they will fetch. I mean, they will look to pick up the candidates. Okay, a lot of my analysis, right? So I mean, work with many people, right, dealing with many people. They said that a lot of people, many people, or not many people, maximum people have not that much hands-on experience in these new areas. Okay, but still no one is there. They are unable to tell a lot of things, but still they are taking into the projects, into the companies. So that is where this point add to put it and accordingly prepare and then get through it and get into the project.
yes,
Clear?
yeah,
Yeah,
actually,
that's good point you said. Very good.
yes, because in the industry means like in the market right now, the persons who have BTP knowledge, who can able to do ABAP stuff through BTP, or not only ABAP stuff, even if the person, as I means like I'm a ABAP person, but I have core knowledge in Java and Node.js as well. So if you have these skills inside you, means like the people will hire you. Means like even if you don't have any practical experience at beginning, even if you have knowledge, even if you have Java coding knowledge, if you can able to crack that with this knowledge, if you can able to crack one opportunity at least, you're gonna have a good career. Because after going into the project, you don't do anything by your mind. If means like you're not gonna do anything coding line by line, or you're not gonna write anything from the start to end. Everything is like in the industry, it's like they are using cloud entropies. Means like they are gonna provide you proxies with those proxies you are gonna create any CDS changes or Node.js changes or any Java coding changes or any design perspective changes as well. You know, even before developing any project backend, they will develop a design. Even to create a design or even to create your own perspective, you're just not gonna do it with your own mind coding skills. You're gonna use the proxy which they are gonna provide. Mostly for means like in SAP there is Cloud only they are using. Other than that, no proxy is gonna get used. Means like other peoples are also using. If you are currently working, you also know that Copilot is there. Some people use ChatGPT, some people use Gemini, but mostly I think in industry Copilot is the one which is like getting used mostly. So yeah, for BTP it's Claude. So it's not okay, you know, you need to know so much coding level stuff. You just need to have knowledge, and you should able to speak about what you have in your mind. You should able to speak, and you should able to portray in your resume. Even if you have all this knowledge, if you can able to put it in your resume, have that ATC check, have that keywords which they need for hiring, you are good to go. Your resume gets shortlisted with this project ready and all. And after getting shortlisted, cracking an interview is not a big deal because you are doing everything from start to end. So you, if anyone can able to ask you what is this in this your project, what you have done in it, then you can able to talk about it. It's not, they're not expecting you to talk in a professional way, but if you are able to speak and what you have worked, they will consider you.
Yeah,
So
correct. See,
this is, yeah.
one point to add here. See, suppose you are working in X company, so you are going to Y company. So maybe I'm not saying anything wrong here, but yes, no one knows what you are doing in the X company in the in the respective client or project. So you may be working on the ECC or you may be working on the not, I mean, the old version and all, but still, right? If you able to project does not matter. So no one will inquire that come to your company, this guy is worked in this S4 HANA or ACC or BTP. No, no way. Clear?
Yes,
Any question?
yes.
Any questions here? Any one of you?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, hi,
this
Mahesh.
information I know I am last 23 years, right? 23 years in SAP. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Mahesh. This is Ravi Teja. I have a question, Mahesh,
Yes,
to.
yes, Ravi, please.
Hi, Alicia.
Yeah, hi.
So, yeah, my question is like, in the wrap, like, are we going to cover like wrap on premise and wrap on cloud, both the scenarios in this?
Uh, yes, actually, we are gonna cover, means like I'm gonna go into next slides, means like what we are gonna cover in this modules and all. Okay, okay, Mahesh, let's go into the next
Oh, that's
slides.
good, good.
Ravi Teja, your answer will be in
Okay.
that next slides. Yeah,
Good, good,
Sure.
very
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Good
Yeah.
question.
One more question.
Hmm.
yeah,
See, you were saying like we can be using, we can use make use of Claude or Joel or Gemini or Copilot. Like
yes,
in the organizations, allowing these tools like licensed
yeah,
tools, or how like.
yeah,
Yes, Ravi Teja. In our organization, we are using Cursor actually.
Okay.
Every organization they have bought some AI tool and it is licensed, and
yes,
every person is given nowadays. They are asking them to reuse them.
yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So, what my point is like, I have mentioned Copilot. Copilot is not gonna used for us, okay? Because the Copilot is mostly used by the persons who are working on some incidents or any other stuff not related to ABAP and all. I have just given that example. But coming to us, like ABAPers, BTP developers and all, we are gonna have Claude. What I'm telling you means like why I'm telling proxies, entropies, and all. In industries, they are gonna provide you some proxies. Like if you are from some specific company, they are gonna provide some specific proxy related to them, which is owned by them. So with
Mm-hmm.
that proxy, you're gonna use the Claude. That Claude you're gonna integrate with this Visual Studio, where
Okay.
you do all the BTP stuff from there itself.
Mm-hmm.
So when you integrate Claude with BTP, you can able to simply give prompts in a specific way. There is a specific way to give the prompts as well. So using those prompts, you can able to directly see the visual change in your code. You can approve all those changes. You can able to ask what is happening in there. Means like basically nowadays Claude is the thing which is
Yeah.
used by most of the people.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So are we
but
covering those things also, right? Like how can
uh,
we make use of
means
the
like
cloud? Yeah.
no, means like
No?
in this course I'm not gonna cover about Claude, because
Mhm.
Claude is a different thing. Because here what this course is mainly about, like a ABAP developer who doesn't have any BTP knowledge at all. So
Okay.
yeah, so for that, those kind of people we are covering this course. If you means like after this course, you are gonna have knowledge about BTP, how things are you are handling from Visual Studio to BTP cockpit and everything. You are gonna have a knowledge.
Oh,
Those knowledge persons, for those knowledge people, we can showcase how Claude is gonna use. If I include that in this session, you're gonna be like clueless, like why this Claude is, how it's working. And you will be clueless because mostly the Claude will do the work. You can not able to generate your mind the knowledge here if I include Claude, because Claude is something we are gonna depend on, and we are not gonna use our mind on like
yes.
how the stuff is gonna work. Like honestly speaking, we are not gonna use our mind if Claude is working. So for that reason, I'm not gonna include Claude here. Means like if people are interested knowing how Claude works in BTP and all, Mahesh is gonna plan if
Okay.
in future if anything
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
requires based on yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
correct,
yeah,
correct.
you're right. Like after closing, completing this session, so we can take that. Otherwise, there is no use.
Hmm.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Because I've seen the people solving the tickets with the Claude, but they don't have the concept. When
Yes,
they
Yeah,
came
you're
to me
right.
for training, they came for
yeah,
asking
yeah.
for training.
Blindly, they will come go. Yeah.
They are doing solving, but
Mm.
when they are going for the actual task to
Right.
do from scratch, right, to plug in and all,
Mm. Yeah.
right, so there they are failing.
Yes.
Yes.
So then reaching to me, sir, then I need a training.
Yeah, we need to explain whatever we did. We need to explain to the client.
No, no.
Means like
See, what is the
yeah.
point here is what we see and me is telling, we are all telling is we should know the first the thing subject. Then we can use this AI tools, either Claude or ChatGPT or my Copilot, anything we can use effectively once we know the subject.
Yes.
That will
Yes.
enhance us.
Yeah.
That will enhance us.
Yes.
Yeah, basically here what we are gonna learn is like the workflow of ABAP stuff from VS Code to BTP, and how we can show in the Fiori perspective. Like in the website, how we can show that data which we have worked on in browser, how we can able to see. And I'm able means like I'm gonna guide how this specific thing is gonna be used in the industry, means like how it's gonna be worked in the project. I'm gonna explain everything, but uh, this Claude is something which we are not gonna cover in this section. But I will show you how to use the free Claude if you guys want to learn some basic stuff apart from this course. I'm gonna show that as well if required. Means like
Yeah, yeah, that would
because
be useful. Yeah.
I'm not gonna do anything in VS Code. I'm not gonna write anything by my own. I'm gonna use the Claude. I will show you how that Claude is gonna be used here. Okay,
Yeah.
not in the project perspective. Okay, in day to day life, how we can use. I can able to show that in this course. So next we are gonna cover all these all these nine modules. First module we are gonna cover in two sessions about foundation, like what are the tools we require to download and everything. And I'm gonna means like in session I'm gonna cover only the main important points, and I'm gonna give you guys homework so that you can cover most of the work will be covered in the homework, so that you can work your on extra time, installations, downloading extensions, uh, doing some your homework, so that we can speak in the next session and we can resolve what you have learned, and what we can look into what you're getting the stuff in your mind and all.
That will be
So
more effective with the training. Good,
yes.
good. Yeah, please good.
Yeah, so in the first two sessions, we are gonna cover installations and all basic foundations, what we require to cover all the nine modules. So in the second module, I'm gonna talk about RAP, means like in that RAP development environment, I'm gonna speak about like tables, CDS, and everything, which I'm gonna show in the next slide, module to module. So let's dive into next module, like slide. So see, in the first session, I'm gonna cover your foundation in the sense like, in the first session we are gonna have BTP landscape, in the sense like we are gonna create a global account, and in that global account we have sub accounts which we are gonna use, like sub accounts in the sense like we are gonna have some instances where which instance we used where I'm gonna teach all the things. And we are gonna use three runtimes: ABAP environment, Cloud Foundry, and Kima. How those things are gonna means like, first I'm gonna show you how to install those, and how after installing, after having a global account, how that specific things we can use in our local system. I'm gonna show that. And after that we are also gonna use Eclipse ADT setup we are gonna do, and with the BTP trial connection. After creating a BTP account, we are gonna link up BTP trial and Eclipse ADT. I will show that as well. After doing everything, we are gonna work on a first ABAP class where we will create a demo class, not a project perspective. Just to learn perspective, we are gonna go with the small ABAP class, and we are gonna means like the workflow, what I'm talking about workflow. With that class we are gonna see the workflow of Eclipse, from Eclipse Visual Studio to BTP global account. We are gonna see that in the first session. So in the second section we are gonna uh, see about ABAP cloud restrictions and the core clean core principles, what I have mentioned here. So we are gonna check what the ATC checkers we have, how we use this classic about ABAP's reports into ABAP cloud, and hands-on experience, hands-on example as well. We are gonna see here using with the database, means like here we have Eclipse additive where we can create the tables and all. Here I'm gonna go one step ahead. Instead of only report or class, I'm gonna add the database stuff as well. Using that we can able to see another example of ABAP and backend database. So in this module we are gonna cover that. So here means like in module 2 is everything about RAP development. In you means like we are gonna cover RAP development in like some from session 3 to session 10. So coming to session 3, what I'm gonna cover is like I'm gonna cover like database table, how the database table handling is going in RAP, and CDS interface view where the data access layer is there. Interface view also I'm gonna show, and I'm gonna also show like CDS projection view, like UI layer, how the UI layer is there. So that thing also we are gonna learn in these sessions. And we are also gonna learn behavior definition here. BDEF in the sense like behavior definition. Definition in the sense like what operations are allowed, means like this specific entity, what behavior it's gonna provide. That thing also we are gonna do it coding itself. I will show you how that entity action, entity behaviors we can design or we can code in our own style. We can also work on that. After defining some behaviors, that behaviors how we need to implement. Okay, behavior implementation is also there. Using a BAP logic we will do this implementation. So that thing I'm also gonna cover. And after that, service definition, how to expose this service definition, and using OData v2 and v4 protocols, we are gonna learn about service binding as well. So in this all sessions, means like in the session 3, mostly I'm gonna cover each and every topic, theoretically. Some things I'm gonna show you practically. But in the means like in session 4, I'm gonna talk about that. Here that determinations and validation is nothing but how auto run on some specific field is run, means like how I can generate, I mean like auto generated ID or any set, how to set the default values and all, everything in determination it's gonna cover. In validations we are gonna means like have a code related to if something rule is failing, what rule, means like what some validation we need to perform. Means like, so example like the price shouldn't be in negative, it should be in positive. This type of validations we can put, means like how the validations in wrap logic according to that I'm gonna teach in session 4. Okay, means like I'm gonna show you the coding as well. Like here the coding part will get covered in session 5. Action feature controls, in the sense like if we are developing some entities, this entity should perform an action, what action it should perform, how many actions we can you know work on, I'm gonna show you in detail. And feature controls in like we can also able to showcase that in our design. We can tell that this particular thing should only have enable and disable stuff. We can also control our features and the side effects, like means like mostly we can tell the Fiori to refresh the fields after specific action. Like I'm performing submit button and I'm telling in backend I'm telling my Fiori to make that button refreshed after some performing an action, make that button has some effect on it. So all those things we are gonna cover in session 5. So in section 6, what we are gonna cover is like draft handling and OData video. So here draft handling in the sense like unsaved changes which are stored separately in our Visual Studio. So how we can resume that unsaved changes in the next day or after a couple of days, how I can work on draft I mean like the changes which are not saved at, how can we work on that, I'm gonna show that. And also OData v2 v4 in the sense like the batch, we have some payload structures over there, batch stuff over there, and we have deep inserts as well, where OData in the sense like you have beta metadata there. So means like we are gonna have a session on theoretically mostly. I'm gonna teach you about OData v2 and v4. In practically, we are gonna have implement them in our capstone project. Okay. Next, in the final session, we are gonna have a direct workshop where we are gonna conduct full end-to-end build. Like I'm planning to have a purchase order header with items. Okay, purchase order header and items with the compositions, all the behaviors like compositions in the end, parent child life cycle, all the behaviors in the sense like we what we have learned in these sessions like action, feature control, side effects, validation, determination, everything is gonna cover in all behaviors. Okay, and then we are gonna complete Fiori elements we are gonna showcase. Okay, and we are also gonna have interactive talk so that I can means like we can share our screen and showcase what we are doing, means like what you have worked on in this session, and we can talk about how you have done your thing, and we can review each and every projects together. Means like it's an interactive session where you have to like JD type, we are gonna have that in the weekend workshop. Okay, means like in the meanwhile I'm gonna also give the homework stuff where you guys work on your own. And when you are working on your own, I'm gonna means like show you how you can use Claude as well to do the stuff. Okay, so in the means like in the next module, like we have 7 layers in RAP. We have 7 layers like database table layer, means like first what we do in ADT Eclipse, we will create a database and we will integrate our JSON file from the BTP in the ADT. Okay, those things when you see practically you will able to understand. I'm just giving you here brief idea about how we are gonna work. So after having a backend database, working on backend database, we are gonna have CDS interface view. CDS interface view in the like you are gonna have backend coding in VS Code, you're gonna work on backend. We are using a CDS to work on backend stuff with which you can able to showcase the projection view. Okay, we have in Visual Studio we are gonna work on two different perspective. What is like, if you are gonna work on one project, we are gonna have two different file like folders for it. One is server folder, one is UI folder. Here CDS interface view is something which is gonna used in SRV folder. Means SRV in the sense where you mostly work on database fetching, how you can fetch the data, that there is different Java Node.js file and even CDS file and JSON file, XML files which we are gonna create in upcoming days in the SRV folders. In UI folder, what there is a difference is like we will use this SRV in the backend, and in front end we are gonna show the CDS projection view. To do any projection means like any front end knowledge, means like front end designing in Fiori and all, we will use UI annotations mostly and CDS as well. Using these two mostly we cover our designing perspective and front end perspective. Okay, so these are like two different things. Okay, in in each of both of them we are gonna have this four to seven steps. We are gonna have these four layers. Behavior definition we are gonna give in UI as well, and server like backend as well. After defining those, we are gonna have behavior implementation, which we are mostly gonna cover with our ABAP skills. Okay, this here because we are ABAP developers, we are gonna use ABAP. Other people will also use Java and Node.js for, like in deep they are gonna use Java and Node.js. Even though we are using ABAP, we are gonna touch Java and Node.js as well. So service definition is something which we are gonna have from BTP cockpit, and from there we will connect this service. We will bind this service to the UI, means projection, CDS projection. Those we are gonna dive into the means like see when we dive into the sessions. Okay, here I'm just showing you what a classic ABAP and ABAP cloud, how we replace things. I'm just giving you here a brief showcase. Here in means like all your ABAP developers, right? You guys work on call functions, BAPIs, baddies, right? I want to
Yeah.
hear from you guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, in those BAPIs can be changed to APIs. Okay, in here ABAP cloud means APIs, HTTP OData means you, if you have knowledge, you have heard about gateways and APIs and end-to-end points in ABAP as well. There is a transaction SEGW. If you guys ever you know this stuff, have you heard, or is there anyone who have worked on these things? Is there anyone?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, you did. Then you are aware of like how API is there in gateways, how you are using the gateways and all. You are aware of,
Yes.
right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here also I'm gonna show you like those gateways, how those gateways API calls we are gonna take and make it as a HTTP. I'm gonna showcase those as well. And to those who are not worked, we can all means like I'm also tell them like theoretical perspective. I'm also covering that, so don't worry that you guys don't know and all. Okay. So I think select statement everyone has worked on. Everyone has worked on. I think ABAP development means select statement will be there for sure.
Yeah.
So for
Hmm.
that select statement we are gonna use it in a CDS view perspective. I'm gonna showcase that in CDS view
So
perspective,
the
that
CDSVs also is released version, not released versions are there. Huh? I know functional models, BAPIs and all, but do you have the CDSVs also released versions separate?
means like we don't opt for unreleased version mostly, Mahesh, because
Mm-hmm.
those will come up with some restrictions. So here we are means like, because we don't want to invest means like more on getting subscribed accounts. Okay, so I'm not gonna cover that
No,
unreleased.
what
Yeah.
I was thinking is, so in the function models and all, we see the option whether it is released or not
Yeah,
released. Huh? But
because
CDSV also is like that is there, huh? Released and
yes, yes,
oh, okay, okay, okay,
we have.
okay, okay.
Because in industry, in projects, we are not gonna invest from our pocket, right? They are gonna give us everything, release unreleased version based on the client requirement. They are gonna give us everything.
Correct,
But
correct,
for learning purpose, I'm not gonna means like, there is no difference of released and unreleased. Just there is a restrictions provided
correct,
by the
correct, correct.
clients and all. So we are gonna learn from free accounts and everything. So we are gonna bring the best out of free. That's what
Correct,
we
correct.
are planning in this session, right? So we are using this release the CDS view itself.
This
Okay.
is the one important core key concept of clean core concept.
Yes,
If it is
that's
only
the main.
released objects only.
Yeah. So, okay. And also, I think we have this authority check object in SAP Classic ABAP. I think after working on specific reports, we are doing some ATC checks where we have priority 2 issues, priority 3 issues. I think all of you know that. If you have worked on implementation project with clients, you have must and should done this ATC checks. I'm assuming you guys have done. Is there anyone who has not worked on ATC or the authority checks and all? Is there anyone who have not done that? Okay, I'm assuming no,
I
everyone
think it
is.
will.
Yeah,
I think yes.
yeah.
Who is
So
hands on ABAP, they would have done must. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So if you have knowledge about that, you're gonna easily understand this CDS data control language where we can do the same functionality in a different way. Okay, here in the submit report in the sense like executing the report or the final logic which you write for the report to get executed. Okay, those things I'm gonna mean like, here I have just wrote one if interface like that, but we are gonna have object oriented class for that. Okay, how this report is gonna converted into an interface when coming to ABAP cloud. Okay, and I think LV grid concept also has covered in the trainings and in industry object working, real time working as well. So here ALV grid report is gonna be your Fiori list report. Okay, this Fiori list we are gonna showcase through RAP and OData V4. uh, as well as while covering RAP, I'm gonna tell you like how CAP people will also do, because CAP and RAP is there is a slight difference itself. Okay, I'm gonna showcase, not showcase, I'm gonna teach you like how CAP people will also do, because we are not using CAP here because we need some subscriptions to do CAP stuff. Okay, so those things we can't do freely. For that reason, I'm not showcasing CAP here. But people who are interested to go in CAP CAPM projects or do learn CAPM projects and ready to invest in the subscription, please inform Mahesh. He will arrange you another extra workshops, not course. I think those things we don't need to learn everything from scratch. I think so
Yes.
workshop will be provided by
Correct, correct.
Mahesh.
Yes.
Yeah, because for CAP you need the subscriptions, and so we are gonna cover here RAP with OData V4 and Pro screen programming. I think if you know the module pool programming concept, you will know this Pro screening layouts and everything. So those concept is also we are gonna cover using SAP Fiori elements and custom UI5. Here UI5 in the sense like I have told you like CDS projection view. Mostly we are gonna do that annotations, interface projections and everything in the VS Code itself. but it will, while you speak about them, you will tell that this is Fiori elements, this is custom UI5 I'm working on and all. But because you can showcase this in the website, in your browser you can able to showcase. So coming to the generate subroutine pool, I think subroutine in the sense you all know, like we define form and all, right? This concept, like you are means like defining some subroutines, and the subroutines are performing some action, different actions in your report. In classic ABAP we have, but in ABAP cloud we can't use the subroutines. Instead we can use that object oriented patterns to achieve the same functionality. Okay, but this subroutine concept is not there in ABAP cloud. So, and next here system date and system time, any system functionality which we are using in the SAP reports, we can also use those things in our ABAP cloud, but there is a slight difference here in a framework where we are gonna use. This XCO and UTC timestamp, everything framework and timestamp, I'm gonna tell you in the session about those in detail. Okay, even if I tell it now, I can't put it in one single sentence. So we have a detailed session about those as well. So in the module 3 we are gonna cover this CDS O data. Okay, CDS means like we are gonna cover associations. Okay, association is like joins, means like we have select join statements and all, right? So here also we are gonna have same concept, but it is in association method. Okay, and cardinalities, like cardinality in the sense like you're gonna have one to many, many to one to one, and many to many relations between entities. Okay, we are gonna have entities, database concept, terminology also we are gonna use. So we are gonna cover those cardinalities to code in CDS. Okay, we have to code in CDS, so I'm gonna teach all these concepts and easy way to code from your own, and easy way to use from AI and generate your code as well. I'm gonna showcase that. And we are also having a paths expressions, like paths we are gonna use to connect from one environment to another. Those path projections also I'm gonna show you. And virtual data model layers, what are the VDM in the sense like virtual data models, where we have I underscore, means like if you have seen here, I have mentioned here I underscore product. So I means like this is the terminology which we use. We have I underscore and C underscore. I underscore in the sense interface, C underscore in the sense like consumption. So what is the difference between them, how we code in them, we are gonna learn in this module. Okay, and along with that, here you can see this annotations. Okay, these are like default annotations which are already there. Okay, UI dot line item, we are gonna utilize all the default annotations in our projects. Okay, even some are we are gonna cover in example day-to-day activities, and some we are gonna cover in our capstone project. Okay, these are like default which we are gonna use in our UI. Okay, anyone having any doubt in this module related questions, please go ahead.
Actually, I have two questions in the current slide and to the previous slide. So what I understand here is like, yeah, here. What is we can understand here is like the SAP is trying to push all the ALVs into RAP, right?
Yes, I
So
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so basically, what I understood is like with all the ALV reports, what will you do in the grid, like doing the modifications, editing, everything that need to be done in the RAP only, the going forward.
Yes.
So that means it's restricting SC38 editor UI, right?
Yes, actually, we have. I'm gonna show you two different ways to do this stuff. Okay, we can do this using Visual Studio, and we can also do this using BAS,
Uh,
if you are aware of. this term BAS, we can do that in both way. But mostly why I'm preferring Visual Studio is BAS with comes with some restrictions, like you may means like we need a smooth learning journey here. If I'm adopting BAS to cover our RAP stuff and everything, we are gonna get like issues with Git, publishing our work in the Git. We can't able to do that simple. We're using simply commands. We can't connect our BAS and our Git account together using BAS environment. Okay,
Okay.
why I am using Visual Studio is to showcase you to connect the Git as well to your Visual Studio. Here, putting this slide main concept is like, because you are all have worked on classic ABAPs, having those knowledge, having those concept knowledge is must here, so that you can easily learn ABAP Cloud.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, here CDS, the UI annotations and everything, we are going to do it in Visual Studio. After doing this Visual Studio, I'm gonna showcase how you are gonna present in BTP. Wrap is something, it's a process. Okay, wrap is named as a process. The style of work you do from Visual Studio to BTP is something they named as wrap. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So wrap in the, yeah, go ahead.
Just to one point here, Pramod, what you are asking is, okay, I will answer that. ALV grid report too, right? So that is the traditional model way of we are working the ALV reports in the GUI. Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to this programming model of RAP, either in the on-premises or in the cloud, okay, so not preferable. ALV is not preferable at all. Go for the what she has mentioned, the generate the list report, Fiori list report using the RAP programming model.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So,
what
Yeah.
I was trying to
correct.
understand, like, see,
Your point is correct. Your point is correct. All the new reports, suppose what we were developing since many years using the ALV grid, the first option should go through the Fiori list report, not with the ALV report, grid report anymore.
okay. So
It is,
that,
this
Yeah.
is, yeah, this is applicable not only cloud, even on-premises also. Even on-premises GUI supports, but still it's not a suggestible to go for the ALV grid,
okay.
No,
So this is what,
actually, in
right?
if you are a BTP, means like if you are having a ABAP with BTP experience, that means whatever the ABAP work you do, everything is gonna be reflected in a Fiori perspective itself. You are gonna show your ABAP changes in the Fiori overviews, Fiori websites, and Fiori design only. You're not gonna have ABAP reports and all there.
okay, this is what exactly I was trying to understand, because see, what's happening in the current environment, we have n number of ALV reports. So when we migrate from the current environment to S4, so only option is like move all those ALV reports into RAP applications, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, that was
Correct. That is correct. But see, again, based on what S/4HANA they are migrating. Okay, if
Yes.
maybe it depends on the lot of things, right? The client, if they are going to on-premises, maybe a lot of complex ALB grid reports are there. They may not go replace all that with Fiori apps, may not be, because again, cost involving, right?
oh, yeah,
Existing reports.
yeah, that again, there's I mean development required, right?
Ah, ah. So it's not like, see, whereas custom GUI transaction code, right, is easier to convert as a Fiori apps. For example, MM01 is there, ZMM01 is there. So ZMM01 directly can be converted into as a Fiori apps.
But in the terms of the reporting, right, like it's definitely going to be again a development, right? Like
It's a development again.
because I've seen the clients where they are using almost from 20-25 years, it's still on present on the ECC. They are not
Ah,
going to S4, and they have the reports developed in the HS. So
correct,
and the
correct.
huge daily reports which they use for the daily reporting. So again, converting those reports into RAP, again, it involves a lot of development, right? Like, using the new, like,
Yeah, lot of efforts, and they will have to go for estimation, right? Costing, right people engaging, all is involving. But definitely new applications, whenever the new report comes similar to the ALB existing reports, they will go for this RAP application only. Not they don't go for ALB.
And even I think when you convert, migrate from ABAP everything into HANA, you have some specific things which you have worked on in your projects. But when comes to BTP perspective, you're not gonna have an ABAP HANA environment coming into the picture. You're gonna use cloud, means like HANA in cloud, means like in the cloud BTP cockpit. You're gonna adopt from it as well. Because you're not gonna visually see that HANA perspective change here when you are doing this ABAP stuff. Basically, what an ABAP with a BTP knowledge does is he do the code changes in a wide range. Like wide range means like you're gonna have Fiori, and you're gonna have Java knowledge. You're gonna have how to use the BTP cockpit. When you have this knowledge, when you do the coding, everything changes will reflect in the Fiori perspective. Okay, you're gonna see that in Fiori that HANA is not gonna come in between when you are doing this ABAP coding in a real time project. Okay, there also you are gonna work on report itself. You are gonna, means like in industry, there are some reports only you're gonna work. But the thing is, you're gonna test those changes in the Fiori. Okay, there is even if we speak about in detail, I think you're gonna have one in project. You have dev environment, QA environment, and production environment right now, right? So in dev environment, you will do all your ABAP coding stuff, right? Creating table, working on reports and all. Everything you are going to do in one specific dev environment with one specific client. But when you have this BTP, because we have different Fiori web pages, Fiori, everything, every page has different comes into different category. Okay, so if you are doing a ABAP report change in Fiori perspective, then you have to create a table in different environment with different client. Okay, client in the sense like we have that client 100, 200, 300, right? That client I'm talking about. So you will create tables in separate environment. You will transport that change into different environment, and once those changes comes into your uh, again different environment, from in that environment you're gonna work on report. Because here endpoints APIs comes into picture, you can't do everything in one development environment. There is a major change when you practically do the coding. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
But
here, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. No,
Sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to cover one more point that when you do, I'm not gonna show in this session that how we are gonna have this ABAP reports into Fiori and all, because I'm gonna show you here using grab and also using Visual Studio. I'm gonna show. Okay, that's what I wanted to tell you. Yeah, you go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, and coming to the OData, like, is it a kind of replacement for the IDOCs in SAP when you talk in terms of integration?
Yeah, you can put that in your when understanding perspective, you can put that as in your mind. But officially I can't say that Adobe is a replacement of raw data. Okay.
Because just trying to understand, because the
Yeah,
SAP
yeah.
has put a lot of effort on the IDOC, and they always recommend that use IDOCs when it comes to integration with non-SAP system or with even with the SAP system. So now we are talking more on OData. OData. This is also kind of service where we have the payloads with the structure, same just like IDOC, right?
Yes, just like
Trying,
iDoc.
yeah,
Yeah.
trying to understand like
In a simple words, actually, OData is nothing but see whatever the things you wanted to call from a front end, from the Fiori, whatever we are doing in ABAP, whether it is a report or a function module or anything, whatever you want to code, right? All that can be done in the OData. So we
Yes.
have the CRUD operations over there again, which are nothing but like actions that we have here for the entities. So the same CRUD operations are again used over there for different things, and we have the associations and everything over there. The same way, whatever the logic you are writing, whatever the programs or the FMs or anything. So it's not like a replacement for an IDOCs
Kind of,
only.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like every whatever you're using in the ABAP stuff, right? The same thing that you're doing in the OOPS concepts. And at the end of the day, this you are gonna have it in the front end. So in the ABAP, right, in the core ABAP or in the ECC, you will execute a program or a transaction to do the things. Whereas here, you will not do any such things. You will do everything from the Fiori. So Fiori backend, whatever the hitting of the database and getting and doing all the manipulations can be done in the OData.
Raj, what is Pramod is asking, right? The question with respect to interface concept.
Yes, yeah.
So
Anything,
yeah,
yes.
I
OData can
think
be used.
S4HANA is not supporting IDOCs anymore,
Yes,
if
it's
I'm
not.
not wrong,
Yes, you are right. You are
That's
right.
what
It's
I
not.
was.
because it is promoting only RESTful APIs and ODatas.
Or data.
Yeah.
And means like you can think of like to for your clarity perspective, I'm telling you can think of like IDOC is a classical way to do to present your from SAP ABAP stuff into a uh, API, converting and integrating those using ADOCs, integrating. You can think of it the classic way. Nowadays, it's only been using OData V2 and V4, and still there is a difference that right now in current projects, even in my project which where I am working on, we are using OData V4. Okay, there is a slight difference in V2 in V4, but everything is gonna covered in OData V4 itself. So OData is something we are gonna do in a wide range and in a practical project perspective. Okay, and so because of that reason, we are not gonna talk about IDOC in this course.
Okay,
Okay.
just to add one point, I think again, as I said, right, it depends on the S4 HANA version they are going. Okay,
Yes.
I think S4 HANA on the cloud, right, public cloud may not be, IDOCs may not be supporting, that not sure exactly, public cloud, but yes, on premises S4 HANA and private cloud, IDOCs will be supporting. We can see that IDOCs. We can generate even, I generate a lot of IDOCs in the system S4 HANA on premises.
So
On
that
premises, but
reduce integration part, like when you talk about the OData, like
see what is
compared
the
with the
recommendation is new interfaces while we are building, right? Either it is in on premises S4 HANA or in the public cloud, right? So of course in public cloud, I mean no other option I think other than the maybe the OData. Okay, so the
Yeah.
preferable is OData only in the on premises as well interfaces for inbound and outbound interfaces.
okay.
That is what the preferable communication to the external system, right? From SAP is through OData. Correct me if anything wrong, all of you,
Yes. Yeah.
right? Yeah.
So don't worry. I'm gonna we have a session where we are gonna uh, have a HANA integration, means like HANA. Sorry, CAP HANA integration, which I'm gonna show I think in session 16. I think there we are gonna speak about it a lot. So means step by step you will get a clarity of your from classical to ABAP cloud and IDOC concept, how this concept is named in a different way, and having some extra features as well. You're gonna see everything in upcoming modules as well. Okay. So next in module 4, means like along with RAP, I have told you that I'm gonna tell you about RAP and CAP difference while we work on any examples. Okay, so I'm gonna cover one module which is related to CAP, where you can also see means like using CAP, what are the structure we are gonna use, what are the data modeling we are gonna use, and how means like how the hook in the sense like we have spoke about actions, right, we have spoken about actions and what is that, yeah, side effects as well. and means like feature controls. Those concepts we also have in CAP as well. So we are gonna cover all those things here, and we are also gonna cover here Fiori integration, like how from CAP we are gonna integrate into the Fiori. We are gonna cover this that as well. So here, what is I just wrote a simple difference between RAP and CAP using Java, which is like using RAP we are extending our S4 HANA ABAP work using RAP. But where it comes to Java, we are gonna work on not like we are mostly gonna work on like the classical ABAP stuff which we are working using Java. Means like we will mostly cover here deep Java, deep Node.js, deep CDS coding level perspective, and you know everything with BTP cockpit. Okay, using CAP it's very easy, but we have some subs. As I told, we need some extra extensions to do achieve this, for which we need to pay extra. So for that reason, we are not gonna uh, you know develop a capstone project. I can say we are not gonna develop that capstone project here. But yeah, I will show you minimum basic difference which we can put into your resume. And also I'm gonna show you the without subscription what we can uh, use most of the things from CAP. I'm gonna show that as well. Okay, so this is something I just it's like here I it's like there is a custom handler before, on, after event hooks. So that is something I have projected in this slide, so that event handler you can see, because in CAP we have so many event handlers which we are gonna work on. Everything is when you create one entity, when you create or when you define one behavior, those needs to be implemented, and some behavior implementation have to be handled by an okay. So like input validations here, like salary cannot be negative. Okay, these things I think you all are aware. In ABAP, classic ABAP, we do have some if conditions which are nothing but validation. We have size rc which is doing like which is checking we are our call function or our select query has a successful execution, or it's throwing an size abasi 4 or 3. It will show, we will see it there, right? Everything means like those validations, those logic and everything we are also gonna do here. But what the difference is, we have before, on, after. Okay, it's divided in 3 categories. So these categories also we are gonna speak more in detail. Okay, because there is some Java concept which is coming over here. Means like we will throw the exceptions, we will handle the exceptions using crude, and we will also have our database to read what are the changes after we are gonna have, what are the responses we are gonna get, and what are the things we are gonna handle after reading data from the database and all. Okay, and in the module 5, we are gonna talk about HANA Cloud. In HANA Cloud, we are means like we are covering in first session. We are gonna cover basic things like calculation views, database explorer, SQL scripts, everything. Uh, Basic means like most of us don't know the concept, and even if we know, we need some you know freshen up, we need to freshen up on those concepts. So we are gonna talk about those concepts, and we are gonna do some basic coding related to those concepts
This
as
one
well.
we do in the, I think, modeling, right? Modeling point of view, right?
Yes, yeah, modeling point
One,
of view we will do.
one more, two, yes, yes.
Yeah, then after that means like in next session 16, I think I'm gonna cover about HDI containers. Means like HDI containers is nothing but HANA development infrastructure. Okay, here we have per app, means like how I can say, in Fiori terminology, when we develop one specific application, application in the sense one specific website which is doing some actions, which is showcasing some information. That website is called as app. Okay. These up uh, like different apps comes into integrated, and that is gonna create you one single project. Okay, so we are gonna learn about here in HDI container. We are gonna learn about how this isolated schema per app is there here. Okay, we are gonna learn about that, and we are also gonna learn one command which deploys our CDS model into HANA Cloud. Okay, that command is like CDS deploy to HANA, which I'm gonna show you practically in this section. Okay, and we are also we are also gonna understand switch of SQL Lite, like SQL Lite in the sense like from local to HANA production. Okay, here HANA, we have one file where we mention our HANA, and along with the HANA, we are gonna provide our credentials over there, which from which it's gonna pick up our credential, which I'm name it as .env file, where we keep our all credentials, authorization information there, so that it can automatically read from there and provide us access and show the data. So those things also we can able to see, and for that I think I will show you what we need to install and all. Okay, and here are some just for your visual perspective, I have mentioned HANA Cloud versus on premises SQL script, HDI containers. Here I am telling, right, HDI, mostly HDI container which we need to focus on here, because it covers our Fiori apps concept and artifacts in Git. Okay, those things we will learn here, HDI containers. But here, I'm also telling that CAP HANA integration. So here CAP HANA integration is nothing but our switch from local to HANA. Okay, so that the configuration I'm gonna showcase in that section. Okay, this is HANA Cloud and on-premises. I think SQL script, these two you guys have covered in your experience as of now. So next module is Fiori and UI5. Fiori and means like even if you are an ABAP developer, when it comes to BTP, you have to have the Fiori skill set in you, and you need to showcase in your resume too that you have worked on this specific thing and you have knowledge on this. Okay, for that reason we are having the three different sessions on it. Okay, first we will be covering UI essentials regarding ABAP developer, so that you can easily adopt Fiori concept in you when we link up with our experience. So for that reason, we are putting that in our session 7. Okay, here if you know the Pro concept, that is equal to like XML views. In okay, XML views, you are not gonna code everything. I will show you how you can use Claude and do the coding related to this. I will show you that. So here the Pro concept is gonna covered in XML views, and PAN process uh, after input and process before output. Logics are also gonna covered using event handling, which we will learn. Means like event handling concept we are gonna learn in before modules, so that knowledge you can utilize and practically work here. Okay, for that reason we covered it previous module, and before we are covering it. So that concept, PAI and PBO concept is gonna covered using controllers and event handling. Here we will use JavaScript, and for JavaScript I will show you how you can do on your own, and also how you can learn that JavaScript for basic understanding purpose. I will help you let you know how you can do that. And also here function module exporting parameters, that is gonna cover using OData model binding, and how the OData more data binding I will showcase you in detail. I will not mention it what's happening here in detail now. I'm just telling you that OData model binding is gonna cover everything related to function modules. Okay, and also we are also have one screen fields, like that is also I am gonna cover. like screen fields using control properties. Like in ABAP we know it as screen fields, but in UI5 equivalent, if I talk about, that is control properties. Those properties also I'm gonna talk about only in session 17. Okay, in session 18 we are gonna master the elements. Whatever the Fiori elements we have, we are gonna master in the list report and object page. Okay, we are gonna have standard app pattern in okay in VS Code. I'm gonna showcase you page mapping and visual annotation, how you can do without any like raw CDS editing and all. I'm going to showcase using VS Code, and we are also going to cover here deeply about key annotations. Okay, what specific annotation will do, what will it work on, and how we can utilize it in our coding in our project. And also about like drop downs, coloring and all, everything we are going to cover in session 18. Okay, in section 19 we are going to cover about extension points. Extension points in the sense like where we can add custom UI without any modification of frameworks, where we can add another app to existing app and all. We are gonna cover all these things in custom extensions. Okay, where coming to this flexible column layout and accessibility, there is something but related to that. Visually the columns you want to change, the sections you want to specifically design in your own way, everything you can work on that. And also we are gonna use, means like in projects, real time projects, they use JAWS for screen reading perspective, but we are gonna use NVDA. It is a free version. Okay, JAWS is something which is for me specifically, I think Joy has some restrictions and some understanding issues while we learn as a beginner. So that's the reason I'm gonna use NVDA accessibility in the sense like screen reading. Okay, we have requirement coming up in the project where you have to do this accessibility changes as well. There is changes, like they will tell you the screen reader is reading something something, but we want this type of reading. So for that reason you have to test using NVDA, and you have to use this accessibility concept. So for that reason I'm gonna showcase you basic info, and also the labels. We have ARIA labels, which the labels are gonna use by the screen reader. We are gonna talk about more detailedly, and we are gonna see visually how that screen reader and everything happens there. Okay, in module 7 we are gonna work on BTP integration. This here we are also again having two different sessions. In first session we are gonna cover about BTP destinations in the sense connection configuration and URLs. We never hardcode the URLs. Okay, so the URLs, everything comes into BTP destination. We are gonna learn about those. And cloud connectors, like we have like on premises tunnel where which uh, like to BTP we can connect, which I'm gonna showcase that as well. So okay, in that module we are gonna cover that. And cloud connector in the sense like using Java, means like cap Java or wrap. I'm gonna showcase you both. Okay, that thing we are gonna cover in session 20. In session 21 we are gonna talk about the cloud HTTP clients. We have classes. Okay, those classes we are gonna talk about. Then here I think I have mentioned one of the class, like class web HTTP client manager, which is ABAP cloud standard class. So those classes we are gonna talk. And here as I mentioned, XCO frameworks and external API concept also we are gonna cover here. Okay, these things are you are gonna understand it when you cover all the 6 modules. Okay, so next in module 8, as we have spoke, we are gonna talk about quality and quality DevOps actually. Okay, so quality DevOps in the sense, you in first session we are gonna cover unit testing. After every development, how testing we need to take on, we are gonna cover it in session 22. Sorry, yeah, session 22, yes. So here we are gonna take mock database and test the runs. And we can also, if we have cloud subscriptions now, or cloud things, we have events which, like agents also we have, they create agents with which using those agents every testing is done in a simple way. Okay, if possible, I will showcase. If possible, I won't guarantee that I'm gonna show you how we can create the agent and how we can automate the process, because it's a lengthy one. If required, if we want to create an agent for doing our coding perspective, we can create, I mean, like we can have another workshop specifically. It will take 3 to 4 hours to do all those stuff. So if required, we will have that another workshop related to that. So basically, I'm just gonna tell you how we can do stuff there. Okay, so we will targeting 80% of coverage here. Coverage in the sense 80% of testing we are gonna learn here. Okay, next, git and ci cd. After learning all these things, I will showcase you how you can save your day work into the git, and also how you can check the pipelines. Okay, if possible, I will showcase you live. If it's not possible, I will showcase you in the screenshot way, step by step, because there will be uh, a restriction for me to sometimes to show the live. So for that reason, I will show you step by step screenshot way, how the pipelines are getting green or red, how that workflow you can check, how the jobs of git you can rerun those jobs. Everything we are gonna learn in session 23. In session 24, security. Security in the sense, we have like some concepts where we use cloud native tooling. For that we have like BTP IAM, and also we have classic PFCG. This terminology I will tell you in that session itself. I'm not going into deep explanation because we are running out of the time. And sorry, yeah. So next, in module 9, we are gonna work on the major capstone project and a career roadmap using from ABAP to BTP. How can you switch? If required, we can review the resumes. We can, we can have a, one to one or group call, where we can support you to how you can showcase all the stuff you learned in this course, and how can you show that in your resume, and how you can talk about them. We can we all means like everything we can do in this session. But working on the capstone project, which I think you need to make a spare time on yourself and work on that project. Meanwhile, we will be there to guide you how the things works and all personally. But in this 90 minutes, what we are gonna do is we are gonna review our capstone projects. Okay, uh, even along with you, I'm gonna do one capstone project. You guys come up and may give me suggestion on my capstone project, you guys can review. Vice versa, we will do everything interactively in this session. Okay, so what i'm I have made three essential points as well here. We are gonna have this live demo. Okay, purchase order, which I'm gonna work on, and I'm gonna showcase for you people to learn as well. So we are gonna have, you also need to showcase. Okay, you need to show your live demo complete BTP application. And there should be a PPT where you will project how you have worked, and the architecture you are using, the concept behind your data models or CDS, and how the behavior definition, implementation, everything happening, you will showcase and present in PPT slides, and you will let us know what you have worked on. And uh, see, the challenges we need to overcome is shared learning. Okay, the challenge is, if you, if not, I'm not available, you need to be available for your you know person, like your like friend who is also with us in this class. So you can also create, like, help each other, and also ask me whenever you face any issue related to all this stuff. Okay.
Good point. Very good point you said. As a group, if you practice right, so you'll get concepts more clear.
Yeah, actually, if you want, we can plan, because if you guys want to have individual project for yourself, we can work on individual project. No, if you want a group project, we can work on a group project, and we can, it's easy to, showcase that in GIP. We can collaborate, and we can showcase one project in all everyone's resume. So if you guys want to work on individually, and see, if we have five peoples are working on five projects and helping each other, then you can, these five projects you can keep into your resume, and these five projects you can showcase in Git as well. So instead of one, you can go with five, if you guys are comfortable to do that way. Or else you can work on your project, and you can showcase your single project in your resume and Git as well. So this is up to
Yeah.
you.
Just I will add one point here. Yeah. Just I will add one point here. Okay. Experience observation also, right? Once you do a small scenario, like capstone means, if anyone not understood this terminology, the case study, like we call this in training domain actually. Okay. Once one or two you do, right? You come to know whole flow, all the concepts will be automatically will be get cleared. So generally, lot of trainings, or what my observation is, only theoretically or concepts, well, you can practice it, but overall, right, as a scenario, because all are the experienced people. Once suppose you have not done earlier BAPI, if you do one BAPI object, you know the whole concept of BAPI, how it works, like that. The same thing here also. Once we do one or two scenarios by hands on complete end-to-end scenario, then all the concepts, whatever she has explained, right, all that you apply automatically. Then easy to crack the interview and then get into the projects.
Even
Clear?
yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
even the point is, like, we have one SAP global certification of C ABAP D 2309, I think. This knowledge is gonna help you to crack that certification as well.
Hmm.
When you have this thing, you can able to crack, and immediately, if you feel confident enough on this knowledge and in this course, you can write that exam, and you can easily crack that exam. Even I have did it. So that's the reason I'm telling you guys. So next thing is, this is overall 25 sessions concept which we are gonna cover. And I have removed session 1 and 2, because in both those session we are gonna have the foundation. Every application I'm gonna show how to download, how to use them, how you can use the free trial BTP account there, how you can create your dev space, how you can create your ABAP environment, and how to bind ABAP environment to ADT, your Eclipse ADT, and VS Code extensions. Everything I'm gonna show in those two sessions. So those two sessions are very important. If you fail to join those sessions, I request to see the recording immediately before coming to session 3. Without this without this environments, you can't do the stuff which we are gonna learn from session 3 to 25. So if you lag it, you're not gonna have time to cover it up. So that's the reason I want immediate learning. So these are the free tools which we are gonna use. Okay, SAP BTP trial. This is gonna be used in all 25 sessions. I'm gonna show you from session 1K how you can create. Okay, what I need from all of you is to create one SAP user ID. If you aware, yes, user ID is there from your Gmail account, you can create global s account. If not, I request Mahesh to create a specific group where I can share you the link. of step-by-step creating of yes user ID. If you have that yes user ID handy for the session one, it's easy to create, login into SAP BTP trial account. Okay. Sometimes what happen is for yes user ID it takes 24 hours to get activated. Sometimes it gets immediate activated. So for that reason I want, before coming to session 1, I want yes user ID for everyone. So yeah, so we are gonna have SAP BTP trial for all the sessions, and Eclipse entity we are gonna cover from session 1 to 10 and 22 to 24. In between we are having some cap sessions, so for that reason I removed for those. So here in entity plugins I'm gonna showcase service binding, database binding, everything in Eclipse entity. So this is also the free version we are gonna use. And VS code and extensions, uh, after installing, if you have, it's better if you have installed VS Code in your systems beforehand when you come to session 1, because I can simply show you how you can install what extensions we need to install in VS Code. That will take less time. In 1 hour, in means like 1 hour we need to do all this stuff. So before, if you can able to install VS Code, please do install. I will share the step by step YouTube link where you can install all the stuff. So by seeing that YouTube steps and all, you can install before coming the session 1. And I'm also gonna show you commands like how you can install Node.js, Java 17 plus Maven, and GitHub. All these things I'm gonna showcase, and I'm gonna share you the links for all the tools you need to install coming before coming to session 1. Okay, everything is free, so don't
Hey, I
worry.
have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can a person without any ABAP knowledge,
Yes,
like
please go ahead.
classic ABAP
Please.
knowledge, can learn this course?
Mm, what I prefer is
Mm,
no, because here this course is for ABAP plus BTP. Okay, if you means like if a non ABAP knowledge person comes, he will not understand all the concept from ABAP to BTP. He can go into pure BTP where he doesn't need ABAP at all. Java means like if he needs to learn something, he should go purely in BTP, right? Instead of ABAP plus BTP. Because we already experienced ABAP persons, this course is helpful. For fresher, it's not helpful.
See, I suggest to answer the question the other way also, the right. So, if someone want to get into this directly without ABAP knowledge, better they can maybe fast track. I will teach for those type of people. I'll make a bridge. Okay, what all the things required to go on this BTP perspective? So, right, open SQL statements. So, these basics you
Mahesh, your voice is
can
breaking
teach.
actually.
Just to add one point,
Yeah, same for
is I
me.
can make a
Your
bridge
voice is
course.
completely broken,
Oh,
Mahesh.
you cannot hear me now? Now you can hear me?
Now it's audible. Yeah.
Now is audible, right?
Yes.
So your
Yes.
point, right? If someone is interested, I can make a bridge course. So I'll make them enable for ABAP period. They so I'll teach them ABAP what is required for BTP.
Okay.
Got it?
So basically, what
Did you
Mahesh is trying
is
to
clear?
tell is
Hello?
this. Basically, what he's trying to tell is to learn this course, he will also provide a bridge course for the persons who are not having ABAP knowledge. After doing that bridge course, they can come and learn for this course. That's what he's trying to tell. Actually, Mahesh, your voice was very means like a lot breaking to us.
Oh, is
So
it okay? Okay.
here, yeah, here we come to an end. What after this course, what we leave with is like a complete BTP application who has a knowledge about RAP, CAP, Fiori, HANA, and security as well. Okay, and apart from these five, you are gonna also have knowledge about ABAP, Java coding, and JS coding, and also you're gonna have knowledge about JSON file handling and XML file handling and all, and how, you know, Git knowledge as well you're gonna have. These are the packages, extra packages you're gonna have along with these 5 core skills. And all code on GitHub. You are everything, whatever you do from session 1 to session 25, everything is gonna be there in your Git profile. So means like even the commands, even everything, I'm gonna uh, make sure that your work is there in GitHub. Okay, after that, you are a person who can able to do the test. Okay, you can able to test your own Fiori things. If your own project work, you can able to test, and then you can showcase that you are a person who can, means, develop the things, test your, do your unit testing, and showcase that this is the thing which you have worked on. Everything you can talk about. And production grade security. Here, production grade security in the sense like, you are gonna have one security knowledge. Here, security knowledge in the sense, you are a person who is gonna have extra, without any bridging the, what we say that, without bridging the agreements and all, without crossing the line. In simply our own words, I can say, without crossing the line, you can able to showcase that you have knowledge on security related to these roles. This is you're gonna take with this course, and you're gonna be ready with the, I told, right, see this certification, you are gonna ready to write that certification exam. And you're gonna have this uh, you know project ready skills, where you can work from day one, and you can able to understand project scenarios after going into a as a BTP developer. So these are all the things you're gonna carry with yourself. And I think I have a detailed document too, about what the session 1 and 2, everything is here with me. I think Mahesh is gonna share you all these things. Okay, he is gonna share you a detail whatever we spoke about our sessions. Everything is mentioned in this Word document. You can go through it. You can understand what we are gonna cover, what I'm gonna teach, what the key points you're gonna take from it. You can see detailedly here. Means like after this class, take a 10 minutes of break and go through this document, because you will have a clear picture in your mind, and you can able to decide, okay, what will be your next step coming before the step session 1. Okay, this document, I think, Mahesh, you will share it, right?
Yes, yes, I will share it.
Yeah, along with, I will share PPT to Mahesh only. He will gonna share you the PPT as well. So this is the detail. Means like, see, I have showcased the simple example, so that you guys can have a picture idea of coding uh, as well, and how you are gonna do step by step. Actually, everything is I have mentioned here, and I have also mentioned what are the homeworks I'm gonna give you. Okay, if you are able to spend extra time, you can also work on the homework of the next section as well, or before that only you can come and learn more in this course. Okay, you can, mean I just made this handy for you guys to have a clear picture and clear understanding of what you need to do and you need to work. Okay, let me see.
So when you're planning to start a session, is there any date in
Mahesh
Hopefully
is,
mind?
Monday only we are thinking. Monday
Oh, this
or
Monday, tomorrow.
this coming week only. Coming week
Okay,
only.
day after. Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
yeah, so in the last of the document, I have made the links as well provided here. You can go through all these things, because having knowledge in all these things is a plus. a BTP trial account, no need to worry. I will show you in the session 1. This is a SAP API business hub where you can see all the, like APIs. API, I will show it here itself. It will be better if I show. You will have all the API information here. This is ABAP Git where you can, have ABAP related Git stuff. So here you can see as it means like we have different products where you can explore, you can learn, and you can, implement in your stuff as well. So I think nowadays a person who has a knowledge of AI is most preferable. If you are a person who can able to handle Claude AI, or not only Claude, any AI platform, then you are a plus to them. Because what happens is like you will work with AI, but no one is gonna talk that you are gonna work with AI. Okay, so this is a ABAP Git, or here you can see all the documentations related to our ABAP, everything. This is something which is gonna help you to work further. Okay, so I suggest go through these links, check out what everything there is, what they provided, what is they teaching. We are gonna talk about everything from these links. Okay, and related to RAP as well, I have provided object types and all, but these things we will cover in our session, so no need to see and think about all this and all. Okay, and I have provided here is detail checklist where in which session which tool you are gonna use. Okay, if you are facing any issue with uh, tools, make sure that on this session those issues are not there. Okay, based on session those tools should be work clean. And here I have provided some certification preparation guide for you guys, where you can cover the topics. If you plan to do certification, you can cover this topic. This certification is based for SAP BTP ABAP environment. So uh, I have provided a small guide, but we are not going to cover this in our session. But in the back end, on your own, you guys can make sure to do this to if you want a global certification. Okay, so that's all for this session. If there is any question, or if there is something you guys gonna talk about.
Any questions, anyone? So otherwise, shall I stop the recording? Huh?
Yeah, please stop the recording. Yeah,
I'll stop the recording. Wait.
I haven't heard the beautiful voice of Priyanka's. Hello Priyanka.
Hello.
Hello